Welcome to Isola Sacra, the home to the worn-down but hardy city of Sacrament. Sacrament is a city of immense character, whether you're analyzing medieval architecture, the layout of the city with its many wonderful pockets full of life and decay, or the people within those pockets. There's always something to explore. Today, we'll cover housing and accommodations, where to eat, and of course, the city's many historical landmarks. Make sure to stick around because I'll be showing off some secretive locations that even the locals of the city might not know about later in the video. Sacrament, being the thriving city it is, of course has ample housing and living accommodations for both temporary and permanent stay. The most popular temporary residence is the lodgings of the Dusty Loom.
Anyway, it was nice seeing you again.
I wouldn't trade him for the world.
I'd offer you a fresh
No, it's your turn to pay. Looking to rent a skiff, stranger.
Which means I'll have to offer me.
If you can get over the noise of Sacrament's nightlife, the second story of the inn will work great for temporary stay. Another location is within the bowels of the rookery. It is significantly less homey than the inn, but if you're just looking for somewhere to put your head at night, this place will do. In terms of permanent housing, we have 5 options on the market, ranging from, humble abodes to sprawling mansions with surprises around every corner. First on the list is the Borough, which has ample space, although it is in an unsavory part of town. Next is the Knot, which is very cheap, and let's just say you get what you pay for. The Roost is near the Borough, but sports a significantly nicer interior. The Homestead is one of the best properties on the market, a great spacious interior with a fantastic location near the market. And last but not least is the Manor, with 3 floors and several rooms. Once you've signed the contract, you can decorate to your heart's content. Some pieces take a bit of finagling. Hey, where are you going? I've almost got it. Almost. Now that you're situated, how about we get something to eat? There's nowhere better than Chef Gordon's restaurant. Well, nowhere better in Sacrament, that is. If you're struggling to find it, just look for the big building with his plump mug stamped onto the face of it.
Not a war was won on an empty stomach. Oh, things are looking quite shiny and swift around here, aren't they? What's next? Me losing weight?
Here you can select from a variety of meals. The local favorites are the mushroom and meat curry and fish salad. My personal favorite is the sirloin platter. When I'm dining, it's always fun to eavesdrop on the surrounding conversations. If you're lucky, you might even get a glimpse at some of the high life who frequent the restaurant.
You did it though. Just ran off together. Catch a boat to Phelan. Or Bayscaith. Oh, come on, don't start with that again.
Well, you know what they say. If you want to find a good meal on Sacra, go to Phelan.
Now that your head is rested and belly full, I say it's high time to meet the locals and see the sights. Before we go too far, however, I want to mention, don't look too curious. Sacrament's splendid military prowess comes with a few side effects, one of which includes a few trigger-happy guards itching to bring in evildoers and the like. So just be careful.
Maybe they're already inside the gates. Good thing my eyes are wide and my wits sharp.
As for the rest of the locals, I'm sure you'll be fine. Mostly. Just make sure you don't upset any of the folks up in higher society. A few months ago, I accidentally stepped on the cloak of Landlord Doss, and I spent the rest of the day scrubbing places you don't even want to think about. The things I've seen. Almost. Anyways, I think now is as good of a time as any to give you a basic primer on the history of Sacrament. The first of many great works one will set their eyes upon within these great walls is the slightly larger-than-life statue of Catherine Bilsgaard, the great founder and patron of our magnificent city. This text has played a pivotal role in modern anthropologists rediscovering the past. From this description, we can clearly see that Sacra was civilized long after what was once referred to as the Great Plague, which we now of course refer to as the Pestilence. The latter half of this tablet details the excommunication of the Dasha from the seat of power in this land as our ancestors rightfully followed the many hands of the one true Almighty God and restored this land from heresy to glory. There are, however, some pieces of sculpture that may suggest the Dasha have had more influence on the early days of this city than we previously thought. These two statues bear stark resemblance to styles and motifs typically found in ancient Dasha sculptures. This statue in particular depicts a mythical creature worshipped by the Balak Ta, who, due to their primitive lifestyle and culture, are obviously derivative of the ancient Dasha of the past. There are many other examples of fine masonry around the city. The Sacrament catacombs are a recent and quite monumental find. As they are currently being excavated, however, we can only go so far. One of the lesser known but profoundly impressive works is the Soldier's Triumph. This enormous load-bearing carving depicts a noble soldier squaring off against some sort of winged beast, perhaps a beast from the pestilence of old. Even when viewed from afar, it is quite the sight to behold. Before we move on, I'd like to quickly circle back to the Dasha and the old shrine in the northeastern section of the city. Once again, if you're looking for a place to sack your religion, look no further than this glorified pile of rocks. Maybe if I move these chests farther apart it'll work better? Yeah, that'll do it. Just gotta pick this up and... ah, fuck. For those of you who might wish to pay respects to the many hands of the one true Almighty God upon arriving to Sacrament, please see yourselves to the northwestern section of the city.
Church welcomes all. We are all but hands of the one true God. This house is a trifle compared to the great cathedral in Phelan, or the one in Calen, for that matter. But still, this is God's den here in Sacrament.
Well said, Orson. This church may be humble in comparison to the glorious cathedrals we know in Phelan, but you need not worry, the many hands are not bound by physical improprieties.
It just sounds...
Directly south of the church is where the vast majority of this city's commerce is conducted. Nearly all of the shops have recently undergone major renovations, so you can expect a quality experience. Eleanor's Magic Shop and Whitaker's Woodworks have received even more recent upgrades themselves, so perhaps pay them visits first. I particularly like the splashes of color. Hopefully the other vendors receive similar upgrades to their decorum in the future. Additionally, Sacrament is home to a few more unconventional tradesmen. Two of our most renowned artists are Pio the painter.
Inspiration is like water, snaking its way across the dirt. It knows not where it goes, but where it goes is always right.
See if you can follow along.
And Bress the bard.
That's one of my favorites.
Oh, King Harold's in the courtyard, going for a walk, while the Queen is in the kitchen, tasting the baker's stock. Prince Magnus hides in the stables. The lighting, it's so dim. But what is this that I see? The horse is mounting him.
Ugh, some people just have no decency. Moving on towards the upper levels of the city, we find the city square, or in this case, circle. At its center resides the Maiden of Sacrament, a majestic structure depicting Sacrament in all its personified glory. In front of the Maiden is a highly stylized map of Isola Sacra. Here is Mariner's Keep and the famous Sarum Gate. Nearby, we can see the entrance to the War Room. Now, of course, they don't just let anybody within this chamber, but lucky for you, I know an alternate entrance. Just follow me up this pathway. Past the prisoners? Don't stare, that's rude. Okay, now up the stairs, and to the right, we find the entrance for the more inclined folk like you and I. Once we descend these ladders to the base of the tower, we can find another map of Isola Sacra. Descending even further down the stairs will bring us to the heart of the War Room. Past the Round Table is one of my favorite sculptures in the city. a scaled-down replica of Sacrament itself. Behind this model is Governor Ellsworth's illustrious throne and another tasteful map of Isola Sacra. Additionally, you can see the governor's crest is displayed on either side of the throne. The bear, of course, being the perfect animal to represent this city, calm and stalwart but dangerous and more than capable of defending itself. Ah, there we go. See? It's easy, like I said, to your heart's content. Fucking hell, this needs to be fixed. Before I move on to the last portion of the guide, I want to highlight some of the less than ideal sections of the city to ensure you don't get lost someplace you don't want to be. First is Beggar's Alley. This corner of the city is crime-ridden, stricken with disease, and worst of all, ungodly. Steer clear if you can. Next is some of the northern sections of the city, including the cemetery, sewer entrance, and northern gates. There is some sort of strange magic in the Marin Woods that you most certainly want to avoid. And lastly, the training grounds are home to a few warriors with anger management issues, so it's best to stay clear.
I'll fight you here in the open, but the guards, well, they know my face. And my reputation, my unmatched reputation.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, or I guess I should just say gentlemen, behold some of the finest views and scenic locations in the city. And last, but certainly not least, is my favorite location.
You're looking for a plot of farm? Best stay inside.
The hidden glades are tucked away into perhaps the most peaceful part of the entire island. Nothing can threaten you here, so just sit back, relax, and enjoy the fishing. And that concludes part 2 of the ultimate travel guide to Isola Sacra. Stay tuned for part 3, the Nameless Pass.